round win over Syracuse, he said this: "We have the best player in America." Just saying that because the numbers in this world of analytics say that she is. And the stat sheet says that she is. And everybody that watched knows it. Ooh, spicy. Geno, he never fails to entertain, and in the presser, obviously hyping up Paige Bueckers. So, Ice, starting with you, is Paige Bueckers the best player in America?
What I am seeing from what Geno said, in the numbers, is she's shooting 56% from the field right now in this tournament. She is doing a ton with 2 freshmen that she has brought with her all season. She is relying on freshmen at this point. We talked about the kick-out 3 to KK Arnold that was able to seal the deal and get them to the Sweet 16. Sweet 16 was on the line. They needed to close out the game. Nika Mule fouls out, which is their best perimeter defender. And who decides to guard Deja Fair? Paige Bueckers. No bigger moment than that. But I'll also just say, too, guys, I mean, first game versus Jackson State, she had 28 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. 0 turnovers.
Ooh,
that's 0 turnovers.
That's good.
It's a good stat line.
I do want to know, so she has 0 turnovers, but does she control most of the ball like Caitlin Clark does? For Geno to say she's the best player in the world right now, I'm not sure about that. Mind you guys, look, this is old content. If you haven't watched my previous videos, my past 2-3 videos, we're doing this about Paige and Caitlin Clark for the next day or two leading up to the UConn Iowa game. So I'm pumping out content. If you don't want to watch this, you guys could skip. But me personally, what I've seen out of both players, the more skillful player I would say is Caitlin Clark. Better IQ would be Caitlin Clark. Passing ability Caitlin Clark. 3-point shooting, Caitlin Clark. Paige, I think she has a better mid-range shot and could possibly have a longer wingspan for better defense. I've personally seen Caitlin Clark play very good defense. She stays in front of the point guards very well, which I like as well, and she knows how to switch off a defender and play good defense. Okay? Now, controlling the offense, running an offense, I think Caitlin Clark controls that, and I just think being a better teammate as far as getting your team involved, I would think it's Caitlin Clark. Just being honest. I've watched plenty of Paige, but I haven't watched as much Paige as Caitlin. But from what I've seen, I'm taking Caitlin Clark on it. And both of them, honestly, they're both good players. I would like to see them both on the same team. I'm going to keep saying that. I think they would be a killer duo. Because me personally, I just see the problem is with the media, a lot of you guys think that Paige is a point guard. Paige is not a point guard. To me, she's not. I think she's fallen into the 2-3 guard, and I think she's going to play that role very well. She's put a little bit of size on her. Her game is so smooth. But personally, point guard-wise, I don't think she's got that over Caitlin at all. Okay? So, yes, there's going to be a lot of talks in the comment section about who's better, who's not. Me personally, like I said, I'm taking Caitlin.
Efficiency while doing that much for UConn, considering all of the turmoil that they've had, it stands out. I get your point. I get your point. So obviously the comment is spicy because it's largely been decorated and discussed that Caitlin Clark is the nation's top player right now. So where do you kind of line up with that thought process?
Oh, whoa! I got the look down. I will argue for Caitlin Clark here. You know, I think first of all, Paige has Aaliyah Edwards, pro-ready post. Caitlin has had to adjust, you know, without Monica Cesano for the first time in her career. Hannah Stuelke down there. I think Aaliyah Edwards is the better person there. But Caitlin is most of Iowa's offense. And if we're talking about the tournament, you know, and the games that we saw, we watched those back to back. If you're looking at Paige Bueckers as we saw her against Syracuse, like the lane was as clear as a Los Angeles day. Okay, Caitlin Clark is out there battling against this West Virginia defense. It is cloudy. It's like Midwest winter. Okay. So I think if you're looking at analytics, you do have to take that into account. You know, Caitlin isn't going to have oversized stats on a day like today.
Yeah, and
we're going to stop it there. That is a huge, huge point. Huge point. Caitlin Clark faces a tremendous amount of defense. The defensive schemes for Caitlin Clark, I've noticed it so much more now that I do a lot of reactions to her. I've noticed a lot of coaches setting up defensive schemes, traps, certain things. I just noticed defenders get burnt because they're so focused on Caitlin Clark. So she's right. Caitlin Clark deals with a lot of defensive pressure, a lot. So she's right on that. I'm glad she brought that point up because it's true. It really is. Even in the W right now, I think Caitlin Clark, we could argue about who's guarded the toughest in the W. I would literally say Caitlin Clark.
On a game where they only scored 64 points, she put up 32. That's half their buckets in such a low-scoring game. I feel like those points count for even more. She still found a way, even though she was quiet in the fourth quarter. I know you want to go
Real
there.
quiet.
Don't forget how much better she makes her teammates too, leading the country in assists. So there's an argument for a lot of talent in the country, and certainly no one's going to argue that Paige Bueckers or that Caitlin Clark aren't exciting, talented, electric players to watch.
So there you have it right there. And she stated something very well. You know, Caitlin Clark leading the country in assists. So on the last video I just did on Game Day Network, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys go sub up and check that out. I did a video on Cheryl Swoops, and they were in Gil's Arena, and she was talking to McCants. And McCants is pretty much telling us that Caitlin has to adapt to the WNBA. Okay, so pretty much saying that Caitlin has to have the ball in her hands and has to adapt to facilitating the rock. And I looked up, like, facilitating the rock? Like, what do you mean? She has to learn this in her game. He went like this. So you're telling me Caitlin Clark has to learn how to pass the ball? No. No. And mind you, she's playing at Iowa. Can we argue that Iowa doesn't have the best talent? They're not the powerhouse. They might be now, but they're still not a powerhouse filled with crazy athletic girls. No. Now let's be honest. That's not the case at all. Are they a well-seasoned, very good coached, well-offensive basketball team? Of course. Do they know how to play the game? Of course. Do they have the fundamentals down? Of course. Do they play for each other? Yes. But are they the most talented? No. So you got to look at the hands that Caitlin's been dealt with. Look at the Indiana Fever. Are they the most talented group out there? No. They're one of the worst teams in the WNBA. And look what they're doing this year. Behind Caitlin is the leading point. She's a starting point guard, but she needs to be able to run the offense. Chrissy sides. So I don't think a lot of you guys, fully put that into perspective. She's not playing with the best teams out there. She's doing all of this with the team she's been dealt with. That's my take on it. I'm still rocking with CC on this. From what I've seen, CC has proved way too much to me. She for sure is the GOAT right now. When it comes to it. Well, this was in college basketball. But even right now, bro, in the W, I mean, she is my favorite player right now as far as being exciting, making the right plays, just playing exciting basketball like she says. I love it. I love her attitude. I love everything about her. She's a great person, great overall basketball, and she's fallen into a great pro right now. So there you have it, your boy ceokana. I'm going to say it again. We are dropping old content of all of the Paige and Caitlin, UConn versus Iowa. It's going to take me a day or two. Bear with me. If you want updated content, go over to Game Day Network, and I'll catch you there. Catch you in the next video, and we're out. And by the way, all of my comments, guys, you guys got to understand, if you're not leaving me any feedback, letting me know what I'm doing wrong or what certain things that you think could help this channel, you're not doing me a favor. If it's bad criticism, don't take it as bad. I need that. I really do. You guys are helping me become a better channel, and I appreciate you, man. Good or bad, it's all love on my end. I'll catch you on the next video. We're out.